Hey everybody, it's Heather Campbell for Ellen Hudson, and I'm back with another quick 2-minute tip video. For this video, I'm going to be using these new Leading Ladies stamp sets, and then in conjunction with this Paper Smooches background stamp, as well as a few others. And what I want to show is mirror stamping or kissing. I'm going to show you a few different ways you can accomplish this technique. And the first way I'm going to show you is with using a MISTI. Now, as you can see, I've taken all the inserts out of my MISTI, so the foam and the paper are gone. And I've put a piece of clear cardstock in there, and I've adhered my stamp to that cleared cardstock. Then I'm taking that background stamp, that Paper Smooches one that I showed you, and I'm putting that on the side that I would normally put my stamp. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp. And once I have that inked up, I'm going to go ahead and kiss my stamps together. The MISTI makes this really great because they can't shift, but I'm going to show you a few different ways you can do this without a MISTI. And there you can see I've transferred my ink over onto that flat stamp. I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure I have lots of ink on there. And then I'm able to go ahead and put my paper in. So I'm going to put my foam and my paper back into my MISTI, and then I'm able to go ahead and stamp that reverse image of the dog onto my paper. Now when you see here, I've missed a little bit of the ear. Now the great thing about the MISTI is that I can go ahead and put my dog back in, especially since I have it on that clear cardstock. It makes this super easy that I can go ahead and put this back in my MISTI and ink it back up, get plenty of ink on there, and then put my paper back in, and it's all going to line up perfectly. I love the MISTI for this reason alone. Anywho, so as you can see here, I've got my dog again. I'm stamping it back up, and then you can see I've got the perfect little dog impression. So to show you how it would actually stamp is I can put that stamp on an acrylic block, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring that over to my paper, and there you can see I've got these two dogs that'll be super fun to put into a scene. I just think this really is a great way to stretch your stash. Now, if you don't have a MISTI, do not worry. You can do this without a MISTI. So here I have that flat stamp on an acrylic block, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp, and I'm just going to bring it right down on top of it. Now, definitely practice with this. When you kiss, they have a tendency to shift around and scoot, so it can be a little difficult at first. So then I can just go ahead and stamp my paper, and as you can see, I didn't get the best image, and I wanted to show just a technique for this. Go ahead and use a little marker. Here I have a memento, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill in those lines. So by doing that, you can barely tell the difference of the stamped one versus the one I've stamped and then just proceeded to color in. Now, you don't have to have that perfect background stamp. You can use the back side of many of your solid-ish stamps. So this is just an Essentials by Ellen background stamp that's got a pattern to it. And I'm going to use the back side of this, and this stamp works great for this. I've actually used this stamp for this technique before. And I'm going to do the same thing where I just ink up my stamp and bring it right on over to the back side of this stamp. And then I can put it to the paper, get some good pressure, and there you can see I've got a great impression of that dog as well for the reverse image. So there you have a few different ways that you can stamp it. And now I also wanted to show how you can die cut it. And I know this is going to make it go a little longer, but this is so genius I had to share. And I learned this from Jennifer McGuire. So credit goes to her for this because this is really amazing. But as you can see, I can go ahead and die cut the one. This is how the stamp is designed. But with my reverse image, I can't die cut it with this die as is. So what you can do is you can create a little template. So you're going to go ahead and cut the die. I'm using clear cardstock here just to show, and then you're going to use some light to shine through the paper. And by doing that, I'm able to verify that this is in fact where I want my die to go. Right now I can't see it from the top, but if I put that light behind there, I'm going to pull it up to the image here so you can see how perfect that's lined up. Then you're going to go ahead and put your die into that spot where you've got the little template. It'll just rest perfectly in there, and I can die cut it out. So then when I run it through my die cut machine, and then I've got the reverse image also die cut out. So I know it was a little bit longer than normal, but I think it's a great video and technique, and I'm so excited to share it with you today. Thanks for watching. Bye.